Have you ever felt like your city's Halloween spirit was dying out? In a place where celebrations had become a shadow of their former selves, where costumes were an afterthought and parties just an excuse, something new appeared. On a street corner no one remembered being vacant, a shop materialized. It had no name, just a simple wooden sign swaying from a black rope that read, "Real Masks." The windows were veiled in dark fabric, but through the gaps you could see faces. Not plastic, not rubber, but faces carved from wood, leather, and ceramic. They were so lifelike, they seemed to hold a silent breath. Intrigued, a group of friends Lucia, Diego, Carla, and Tomas decided to venture inside. The air was thick with the scent of old incense and melting wax. Behind a dusty counter stood a thin man. His eyes were hollow, his smile a cold, empty gesture. He said nothing, simply gesturing towards the masks lining the walls. Each mask had a price, but not in dollars or cents. The small tags read, "A night of your life." What did that even mean? Ignoring the strangeness, Diego, the bold one of the group, snatched a black crew mask with piercing red glass eyes. "I'll take this one," he declared. The shopkeeper nodded slowly, handing it over with a whisper, "Don't take it off until the sun rises. If you do, she'll see you." The friends laughed it off as part of the spooky sales pitch. Carla was drawn to a white porcelain mask with crimson lips and hollow eyes. Tomas chose a wooden one, carved with the ferocious features of a wolf. Lucia, the skeptic, finally caved and picked a golden mask, its features ancient and feminine like a forgotten goddess. The strange man gave them the masks, no money exchanged, just a final chilling instruction: enjoy the night. But remember, the masks don't come off until dawn. Later that night, the party at Diego's house was in full swing. The bass thumped, lights flashed, and laughter echoed through the rooms. The four friends, now wearing their new masks, were the center of attention. Everyone commented on how incredibly real they looked, almost as if they were alive. Some people tried to jokingly pull them off, but they wouldn't budge. It was as if they were glued to their skin, molded to their faces. Diego just laughed, figuring it was some high-tech adhesive. Nobody gave it a second thought. Then, at the stroke of midnight, everything changed. The music died. The lights flickered, plunged the house into darkness, and then snapped back on. But the crowd was gone. The party was over. Only the four friends remained, surrounded by a sudden, heavy silence. A knot of panic tightened in their chests. They clawed at the masks, desperate to rip them off. This time, it wasn't just stuck. It was agonizing. Every pull was met with a scream of pain. Their fingers found no edge, no seam. It was as if the masks and their own skin had become one. Lucia stumbled to the bathroom, her heart pounding. She stared into the mirror, but her own reflection was gone. In its place was the golden mask, its features flickering in the dim light. She could feel her own eyes squeezed shut in terror, but the mask's eyes were wide open. They ran to the windows, frantic. The city outside was a ghost town. Empty streets, silent cars stopped mid-road, and every house dark. A chilling wind swept through the deserted streets, rustling dry leaves and shadows that didn't belong to anything. They were trapped. The doors were sealed shut from the inside. The windows, though technically open, revealed nothing but an impenetrable blackness. The world they knew had shrunk to the confines of this one house. Driven by a creeping dread, they descended into the basement, and there they found them, the other party guests. They were sitting in a silent circle, motionless, each wearing a mask identical to their own. They were breathing, but they didn't speak. Their eyes, behind the masks, stared blankly into nothingness. One of them slowly, mechanically, turned his head towards Diego and whispered in a dry, rasping voice, "She comes when the masks get lonely. 3 in the morning. The sounds began. Footsteps on the roof, scratching on the walls. Then, a crawling sound from asterisk inside asterisk the walls, as if something was slithering between the bricks, twisting through the wiring and burrowing into the very bones of the house. Tomas began to shake uncontrollably, and his wolf mask started to weep tears of blood. Carla clawed at her porcelain mask, her nails digging into her own skin, drawing blood that the mask seemed to absorb, as if it were thirsty. Diego screamed, shouting that it was a joke, that he wanted out, but his voice was distorted, guttural, as if the mask itself was speaking for him. Lucia, in a final desperate act of defiance, grabbed her phone. No signal, but there was a single unread notification. It was years old, a digital ghost she'd never seen before. It read, "Don't buy masks you can't take off. She uses them to come back." The moment she swiped to delete it, the screen erupted into a blizzard of static. An image formed. A tall figure draped in black rags, its face a blank, featureless white mask. Behind it, a silent army of hundreds, all wearing masks just like theirs, walking through an endless dead forest. The clock on the wall ticked towards dawn. 5:59 a.m., the sky outside began to pale. Clinging to a final shred of hope, the 4 friends huddled together, waiting for the sunrise to break the curse and set them free. But as the first rays of morning light streamed through the windows, the masks didn't fall. They didn't crack. Instead, they fused. Their human faces dissolved, melting away completely. They no longer had mouths to scream with or eyes to cry with. There were only the masks, now perfectly integrated into their skulls, staring at the new day with a terrifying, serene emptiness. That morning, neighbors found the house empty. The music system was off, the furniture undisturbed. There was no sign of a party, no sign of the kids. Just 4 masks, sitting pristine on the dining room table, as if they had never been worn. The police were called, the masks taken as evidence. But the next day, they were gone from the evidence locker, vanished without a trace. No one saw them again until they reappeared. In another shop, in another city, in another country. Always with the same sign hanging from a black rope, real masks. And always with the same impossible price, a night of your life. So this Halloween, if you happen to walk down the street and see a shop that wasn't there yesterday, you might be tempted. You might go inside. You might find a mask that fits you perfectly, like it was made just for you. And if you do, just remember the rule. Don't take it off until the sun comes up. But you should know, sometimes the sun isn't enough. Sometimes, she prefers to keep you with her forever. And now that you've heard this story, maybe you should go take a look in the mirror. Are you sure that's your face you're looking at? Or have you been wearing the mask all along? And you just haven't noticed yet? Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next descent into darkness. Stay safe out there.